Welcome to Omer Inspirations. We are now going to have an introduction and the beginning of day one of the counting of the Omer. This is a period of time, 49 days between the holiday, the festival of Passover and Shavuot. It's called Sfirat HaOmer, technically, literally, the counting of the Omer. During biblical times of the first and second temple, we had the opportunity to make Omer offerings. And this was done, it was a unit of measure, and Omer was a unit of measure that was done on the second day of Passover. It was about what we would call 2 quarts. And so we would bring our offerings of barley and we would make this offering to the Lord at the temple for the purpose of elevating ourselves and to give our thanks and our gratitude. So we did this, and then we start counting all the way through to the beginning of Shavuot, and that is on the 50th day. So on Shavuot, the festival of Shavuot, we commemorate the giving and the receiving of the Torah. In Leviticus, the third book of the Torah in the 5 books of Moses, it's stated, "You shall count from the day that you brought the Omer as a wave offering." So that's what we do. We count. We have the opportunity to take a look at our lives and to make a difference, to elevate ourselves, to expand our consciousness, our awareness, and to grow. When both the first and the second temple were destroyed, we still had this opportunity to make our offerings. We did this through the counting. So during the time of Passover, and especially at the first and second Seder, we recall the story of our exodus from Egypt, our redemption, our freedom from the hands of Pharaoh, and we celebrate being free. When we're free, we have the opportunity to make choices for ourselves. And right now, in the current day, we can choose to be, lackadaisical, or we could decide to do something to elevate our consciousness and our soul. The Hebrew word for Egypt, Mitzrayim, actually means restriction or limitation. So when we were in that state of Egypt, in our actual physical enslavement, we needed to be set free. But in this day and age, we have so many things that can enslave us. We have connections to greed, or we have the opportunity to go forth in our business, and sometimes we neglect ourselves and our families. We covet the wrong things. And so with this counting time of the 49 days, we have the opportunity to bring ourselves back into check, to look at what enslaves us and how we can truly be redeemed and set free, how we can truly merit the measure of Omer inspiration that is available to us, and ultimately the giving of the commandments on Shavuot. We celebrate, once again, that Exodus story through the retelling, and then we map out the time all the way through from the second night to Shavuot. We were set free, and then we were redeemed with the giving of that glorious gift, a roadmap, the Torah, a guidebook for ethical and moral living. The first 5 books of Moses, the Old Testament, is followed by Jew and non-Jew alike. Anyone can count the Omer, anybody that wants to grow and expand and evolve during this 49-day period. We are meant to merit the gift of goodness in our lives, the gift of the Torah that God had given to us. And during our wandering, we had that slave mentality. We were set free, but we didn't know what freedom meant. We didn't know how to handle the gift that was going to be given. And so we also didn't know how to handle the responsibility, to be up to the task. We are meant to be a light unto the nations. But how can we do this if we are not our best selves? When we undergo the Omer process, we have the opportunity to develop the best in ourselves and then share that with others. And most particularly, this year, we are doing this during a pandemic, during COVID-19. And what this actually gives us, it's a miracle in disguise. It's a terrible, tragic thing that's happening in the world. But for those of us who are staying at home, we have the opportunity to nurture ourselves, to grow, to learn, and to apply the message and the inspiration of the different Omer insights available for all time to help elevate not only ourselves, but our world. When we get back into the mainstream, our world is going to look very different. And we are going to need to be very different people in order to handle what's ahead. So during this Omer counting time, we have a process through which that we identify and recreate ourselves every single year. We have the opportunity to advance our character development, and we have the opportunity to live our lives in a way that's even more relevant. And at a time when this is crucial, we embark on this journey together to have the opportunity to enhance our spirituality, to explore our relationships on a much deeper level. The relationship we have with our own self, the relationships that we have with others. We can ask the question, how do we love? Who do we love? In what ways can we expand our consciousness and our ability to give and receive love? We have the opportunity to perfect our emotions while evolving our soul. While following the counting of the Sphira, identified by the Ramak, this was a 16th century renowned Kabbalist, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, in his work, The Pardes. Sphira being a number, a telling, an actual illumination of different aspects of our emotional makeup. Counting them casts a light upon the development of our character day by day by day, and an enhancing of our soul, our individual and collective soul story. All total, there are 7 different emotional attributes known in plural as Sphirot. They are Chesed, loving kindness, Gevurah, justice and discipline, Tiferet, harmony and compassion, Netzach, endurance, Hod, humility, Yesod, bonding, and Malchut, sovereignty and leadership. Each of them are then divided into 7 days, over the 7-week period of time totaling the 49 days. Each one aligns with the 49-day counting period of the 7-week period between Passover and Shavuot. Each day affording us the opportunity for insight, inspiration, and to grow and to evolve. Our soul, our lives, the way we love, and our overall relations, individually and collectively as one humanity. If everyone took the time to do this, the world that we know and the world that we step back into after the pandemic passes will be brighter and illuminated with divinity and grace. Following the framework of the Sphirot affords everyone, regardless of race or religious observance, to perfect their soul, to perfect their relationships, thereby elevating life and our world. We have 2 diagrams to relate to, the Sphirot and the calendar of counting. So what we're going to do is take a look at the Sphirot themselves. So we have this diagram that is going to now be on the screen, and you can see it starts at the bottom and goes to the top, and we have, or the top to the bottom and left to right. We start here with the first day and the first week of Chesed, and then we move across to Gimel, to the second day and the second week of Gevurah. And then we go over to Dalet, which is right here. Here's the letter Dalet. We come up here for the third day and the third week of Tiferet. And then we go to Netzach over here, which is the fourth day and the fourth week of Netzach. And then we come across to Hod, which is the fifth day and the fifth week. And then we go to our Reish, the sixth day and sixth week of Yesod. And then ultimately we culminate with Malchut, with kingdom, with sovereignty, the seventh day and the seventh week of Malchut. We also then go to our calendar that we can look at. You can have a calendar at home and you can just mark off the days from the very beginning, or you can take a look at this one and you can see that we have week 1 is Chesed, and we go across, and then we have those attributes of Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and then Malchut. And then we come down the weeks. Week 1, as we said, was Chesed, 2 Gevurah, 3 Tiferet, 4 Netzach, 5 Hod, Yesod is number 6, and ending up with Malchut, culminating with the glorious kingdom, Malchut. So now we're going to go back to our actual lesson, and we want to look at the actual very first day. So we have the opportunity to meditate, to study, and to evolve on this daily basis, recreating in 7 weeks the 7 days of creation. So the number 7 in Judaism means tov, goodness. God created the world in 7 days, and we have the opportunity to recreate ourselves during this time. We have the opportunity to create a new relationship with our own lives, the way we love, and our world. So as we said, day 1 is done at the end of the second night Seder. We say the blessing, and we begin to count with the very first day, which is always done, remember this, in the evening, and then continues through the next day. So here's the blessing. We will insert day 1, and then we will change that for each corresponding day. So the blessing goes like this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the counting of the Omer. Today is one day of the Omer. May God bless us and keep us. May God's countenance shine upon us, granting favor and peace. We implore you, O God, with your great power, release the captive, accept our prayer, strengthen and purify us. Therefore, may it be your will, Lord our God, and God of our fathers and mothers, that in the merit of the Sfirat HaOmer, which I counted today, that any blemish I may have caused be rectified, and I may be purified and sanctified with supernal holiness. May abundant bounty thereby be bestowed upon all the worlds. Every day we get is a gift, an opportunity to love, tap into fresh possibilities, and enhance our daily growth. The count continues each evening through the 7 weeks. Week 1 focuses on chesed, loving kindness. Day 1 focusing most particularly on love, the core necessity of all being, our ability first to love ourselves, then to share that love with others, to go beyond our personal doubts, inhibitions, and fears, to reach out and to connect with another, to interact in a way that allows us to know another human being completely and to also be known as well, to transcend ourselves, to commune with another, and to create a real soul connection. It is said in the heavenly realm that soulmates are paired up, and we have the magical mystery tour in this earthly realm of finding that soulmate. Now, we have many different souls that we bump into across the traverse of our entire journey in this lifetime. And when we get together, we actually have different lessons that we learn. It's only through being in relationship that we can advance our tikkun, our soul, our merit, and grow to our highest state possible while we're here in the earthly plane. Love is the greatest manifestation of God that there is. It is very much a reflection of the divine. We all have divinity inside us. We are all created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. When we connect, we illuminate the world, lifting us all up and transcending the physical, connecting to the spiritual. Shakespeare said, "The course of true love never did run smooth." Well, it isn't easy to give of ourselves completely, to open up and to share ourselves with another. We want to be able to do this. We want to perfect ourselves. We want to develop and refine our character so that what we give is greater and our relationships are more meaningful. And that's what this time of the counting of the Omer does for us. Our world will then be elevated and illuminated by the love that we have contained deep within every single one of us. Let us take the time to do this work so that our souls, our life, our love relationships, and ultimately our world, our collective humanity, can be illumined with light. I'll be seeing you every night for the next 49 days. So let's evolve and let's enjoy.